All right, tonight we are doing a pole vault double feature. We just finished up with my brother, and now we're going to talk to one of his proteges from his coaching days, Tom Conboy, who is here with us. And I just want to give a little bit of background about Tom and our family, because Jake didn't really mention this in the interview, which is fine with him. But our family and the Conboys go way back to when Jake and I were just tiny little, 2 and 3 year old guys living in Saratoga. We lived in one apartment in a house that Thomas's parents owned, and that's when we first met. The Conboys, the family there, and we've grown up very close ever since. So it was a really cool experience for Jake and I, but I think especially Jake, to be able to coach Thomas in pole vault, having known him literally since the day he was born. There's pictures of us, holding Thomas, and we're probably like, well, you're what, 22 now, 23?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Jake and I are like 10 or 11 years old when Thomas was born, and seeing him in the hospital. So, our families are very close. We do Christmas Eve together every year. It's just a really cool thing to be able to see his athletic career, and everything else be so successful. He was very successful in high school, winning the Yaddle Medal, which is another cool thing that our families have in common also. So anyway, I'll turn it over to Thomas. And why don't you tell us a little bit about your high school athletic career, some of the highlights and things like that.
All right. So it's kind of like hard to figure out when I started pole vaulting, because
right,
we were going to like the twilight track meets in elementary school and like just like going to the pole vault pits and like jumping on there. But then like, I don't know, in like 6th or 7th grade, I started going to the Sunday practices for pole vault because Jake invited me, and it was just like the vault squad there. So I started like way before I was allowed to, which is kind of funny, but
right.
we were just inside in the gym just messing around. And then officially I joined the team. It was spring when I was in 8th grade. And
right.
Then the first indoor season was the following year, my freshman year of high school. So not my whole career was like, I didn't go from 7th grade to senior year, but pretty close. And then, yeah, just some favorite memories I've had was definitely like the Sunday practices at the beginning there. We'd always do like basketball warm up for like an hour and then pull up for another 2 hours. So it'd be like a 3-hour practice on Sunday morning. So those were definitely some of the highlights for me.
I remember you guys dressing up for like Halloween. I remember you were like in 8th grade and you're dressed as like a cow or a pig or some kind of farm animal, like flying up.
Yeah, it's always a farm animal for some reason. I don't know why, but it was funny. Everyone would dress up and just like have fun doing that. And like if you're like, you have to bring like donuts for practice, something just like funny rule. But yeah, like that, the track tennis before practices started. Those are always good times. And then like, obviously like winning sectional championships for the first time in school history, my sophomore year, that was huge. Then winning the following 2 years, that was also like my best memories from high school. And then individually, I'd say probably winning the state meet senior year indoor. That was really cool. I think, yeah, that's probably my best individual memory, I'd have to say.
And then talk a little bit about like going after that school record. And I mean, it must have been a weird thing to have the guy who has the school record coaching someone to break his own school record. And I mean, how bad? I mean, I think he really wanted you to get it badly. And
yeah.
It was kind of like you get really close and then not quite, and you finally did end up getting it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the school record was 14.9, and then so going in my junior year, I ended up getting 14.6. So it was looking pretty good. I definitely had like hip height over 14.9, 15 or whatever. And I was really excited to go into my senior year. And then I think I got 14.6 like 8 different times. So I was attempting the school record, I don't know how many times, but I didn't end up getting it. I stuck with 14.6 as my high school PR, which was extremely frustrating and disappointing. But I'm just really happy. Like I got to like compete at all those really cool meets, and having Jake as my coach too, that was really cool. He was like so encouraging the whole time for me to like go break the record. So yeah, one thing I do remember, my last meet at States, for some reason I got like sick a lot in high school. Like I would just have a stomach bug randomly
Right.
for like 24 hours. And so that happened a lot like the day before a meet or like during a meet for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know if it was like butterflies or anything like that, but that happens the day before States my senior year. And I was just like throwing up like constantly. And I was like, I don't know if I can like even make it to the meet. So we ended up, my dad and I drove down separately from the team the night before, slept over, and it was just like the worst night of sleep ever. I remember that. And then going into the meet, I was like so nervous and like it was my last chance. So I didn't end up getting it, obviously, but I feel like maybe if that didn't happen, I could have gotten it. But I don't know. It's not a big deal to me, I guess.
Right.
It was still fun. Like I love being part of the crew, and high school altogether was just amazing for me.
Yeah, I mean, he can have the school record, you have the state championship, so they kind of balance each other out.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're a part of this group that kind of the foundation of the team is built around. Like I talked to Aiden and Jay and Will Navin a little bit a couple of days ago, and a lot of the guys who are a couple of years younger than you, juniors, seniors, and even guys who graduated last year, don't really know anything different except for winning sectionals in track because the team won 6 years in a row. But you guys started this streak of 6 championships in a row when you were a sophomore. So can you like speak a little bit to sort of like how you guys were able to kind of get that ball rolling, just as a team and what that was like?
Well, I think for us it was uh, like looking up to the older guys, just like seeing what they did because
Yeah.
the classes before us were like although we didn't win, we came like second, and I think 2 years, both of the years before
We did.
that.
Yeah, we came in second the
Yeah.
2 years before the streak. Yeah.
So we were already really good. We're right there. We were just edged out by like Shaker those 2 years. So like the foundation was already set for us. We just had to like follow in their footsteps. And then I don't know, I guess like we got more guys, we got a little bit more depth in the team.
Yep.
And that's what really like sent us off. But just having guys like Calvin Millar and like Mark and Scott Krolzik and the vaulters for me, they were like a really big role models when I was in high school. And then I'm sure for like Aiden and Rob having like Zach Randy and like all those guys like Joe Barrow, Jane Avon, they're all like great role models.
Yeah, I mean, we were very lucky to be blessed with some really really good leadership in all the event groups.
Yeah, for sure.
Those years, which was pretty cool, and then and have some very talented guys like you and Aiden and Rob Houghton to be able to get to those varsity meets at a young age and see how things were done. I don't know if you'll remember this, but I remember when when you were in 9th grade and you were at sectionals. And Spencer Patterson was running the mile in the 800, and he had this incredible ability to finish, and he beat these guys who were a lot faster than him, and it was this really exciting race. And I remember like almost like kind of grabbing your arm and being like this is what this meet is like about, and this is kind of what and it was really really cool because you could really sense, like you said, the framework was there to do something pretty unique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, you want to talk a little bit about your experience after Saratoga as an athlete at Villanova?
Yeah, sure. So academically first, I guess I just picked Villanova. I was deciding between Villanova and Northeastern, and I just wanted to pick the best school academically. And so at that point, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna be doing after college. So decided to go with the liberal arts school, just so I could get a hand in like different areas on test out the waters first. And so that's worked out really well. I'm majoring in communication right now. And although I don't think I might not be going into that field after college, I still think it's like a great experience, like definitely worth going into, like a liberal arts education. But for athletics, let's see some of the highlights. I think that individually, it would definitely be winning Big East my freshman year and then Big East last year outdoor. Those were like amazing meets and just like great memories I've had so far. And then I kind of had like a similar situation with like the team as I did with high school. My freshman year, we didn't do so well. And then each year we kind of gradually got a little bit better. And so we ended up winning like indoor Big East conference championships my sophomore year. Then we won indoor and outdoor my junior year. And this year, cross country won, and we just won indoor. So we were hoping to win outdoor, but we got sent home. So unfortunately, we didn't get the Triple Crown there. But that would have been one of my best memories from college, is doing that.
Yeah, that would have been amazing for sure.
Yeah. But yeah, just like it's really interesting how the team dynamic is so similar there. Although we have like such great athletes like Casey Comer, who came in second in the mile or the 1500 last year at indoor. One of our biggest priorities is winning the Big East championships. And so that's been really special to me because a lot of guys like me who can't really compete at that level, we look to compete more of like a conference level instead.
Yeah, conference is kind of your nationals.
Yeah, right. So that's what I really look forward to during the year. It's just
right.
Competing with them. Yeah.
That's awesome. So how about, Joe, maybe some of the plans you talked a little bit about, maybe not sure about how you'd use your degree after college, but what are sort of your plans you're thinking for the next couple of years after you graduate from Villanova?
So originally the plan was to look for jobs in like a project management kind of career field. And then I ended up breaking my foot in January. So I kind of had to put that on hold for a little bit and wait until I could at least like walk around without assistance.
Right.
And then we got sent home because of the coronavirus. And so now I have 2 seasons of eligibility left. So
right.
We're looking into maybe doing like a graduate program and possibly competing next year. I just like finish everything out again.
Yeah.
But if not, then I'll probably, go into the project management, following my dad's footsteps, go into like contracting or something in that field.
Maybe coach at Saratoga a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. That'd be really cool. I'd love to do that for sure.
Yeah. Well, that probably won't be the last you hear of that if you're in town next year.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, just to maybe wrap up with some parting thoughts here. What about some advice that you would offer to current athletes on the team? I mean, any event. It can also be either in this situation we're in where guys can't go to practice and be with their teammates and things like that, or just maybe big picture.
So for our situation right now, I saw you retweeted something a couple days ago about like, this is your time to like get on top of things and really get ahead of the game. I think that like, it makes perfect sense to me. Like I've been doing it for the past couple months now with my broken foot. It's just like trying to improve my lifts and stuff like that. Just like not falling behind, even though like I can't run right now. And so I think everyone else can do that right now too. It's just, if you're a distance runner, you can easily go out for a run. There's nothing like restricting you from doing that yet. So, and for like, if you have weights, you can be lifting weights. If you can, just do whatever you can to get ahead. Because I think you'll see a lot of improvements. And it'll definitely be worth it in the coming months and the coming seasons as well. And then for more of like bigger picture stuff, one thing that's really worked for me, I think, is focusing on like choosing the right goals for yourself. So when I started doing this, I think back to sophomore year of high school when I was like top in the section or whatever, the number 1 guy, expecting to go to states outdoor, but then I didn't get the qualifying height that season, and then I came in second, so just like came up short by 1 attempt miss. And like that was like the most frustrating thing for me. It's just like missing it by this much and
right.
not being able to go to states. But the thing that really messed me up was I was more focused on getting the height rather than focusing on positions and like focusing on having a good run or doing the right things to get that height. I was just like focusing on winning basically. So what I decided to do was kind of, taking the off season, focus more on like getting my lifts up, getting faster, doing everything I can to make my vault better. And so I think that really helped me in the following year to improve my PR a lot. Just like, rather than focusing on winning, just like focusing on the little things that you can do every day so you don't have to worry about it later.
Yeah, it's like that classic, focus. A lot of times you'll hear coaches, whether it's Nick Saban will say this in football, or Belichick, or it applies to track perfectly too. It's like you decide on a goal, and then you don't talk about the goal until you achieve it, and you just focus on the process every day of
Right.
what does it take to get there. I want to ask you one more question, and this might be is unscripted. It's not in the pre-questions I sent you, but one of the things like people always say or point out about you is you're a pretty quiet guy in general, at least when people get to first know you. But you've always had a great reputation as a tremendous leader on the team, and you were a leader in school, and one of the things I talk about is like leading from the middle instead of leading from the front. There's always those guys who are going to go in front and do the rah-rah stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I look at you as more like someone who knew how to lead from the middle, meaning you didn't have to be the center of attention, but you still had a way of having this ripple out effect on everybody. Can you just maybe talk about that a little bit, if you could?
Yeah, sure. So everyone describes me as being really quiet. I don't really talk that much, I guess. I don't know. It's just not who I am. But I guess one thing I would say that could help you like lead from the middle. Jake actually told me this like in 8th grade or something like that. He said, as a pole vaulter, you need to be like the hardest working guy on the team. And so like I really took that to heart and like really focused on that. And so I think just like, doing the best you can do and working really hard every day, it really shows a lot to, what your values are and stuff like that. And that doesn't go unnoticed either. I think that
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, the coaches will really see that, and like your teammates will really feed off that too. And so that's how, like, at least through track anyway, people began to like notice who I was earlier.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty simple. A lot of times when we throw out these advice and people want something really profound or like life changing, but if you do the best you can every single day and you treat people with respect, you're going to have a pretty good effect on everybody around you. People are going to enjoy being around you, and it's going to make the team better. The people you work with, however it is going to make a better situation. So
yeah, like it's not that complicated. It's just like kind of hard to do in practice, I guess.
For some people,
that's all I have.
All right. Well, Thomas, I really appreciate the time, and I'm hoping your foot gets back, better soon, and we'll see you, working out again before not too long.
All right. Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right. Thanks.